And good evening. This is the Elliott Wave daily update for the NASDAQ 100 being recorded on Monday, August the 18th at 3:40 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Well, the markets have started a Globex session and they are a little bit higher, not anything to get all excited about. In fact, they ran up so far. We got to a high of 838 and now we're trading back down and we're at 808. So we're coming back already 30 points. Now, what I am showing here is what I talked about this morning with the possibility that wave three, the small internal wave three for that sub-minuet wave C is what completed at that high. Before I had marked it and they're sitting right up here, I just moved them. I had marked it as the C wave and the B wave as complete and that we were starting down. This looks very three-wave nature in nature. In fact, I still could leave this as one ABC two and a kind of convoluted but nasty looking three and a little four and coming down into five to put in wave one of C. And I'm going to tell you why that one still holds some validity is because this does not count so well as a third. I could put the third here and the four here, and then we get that extended fifth. And still, wave one is the shortest wave, not wave three. So I'd be very tempted to put this back if we get a turn lower and we come down and we break. First of all, we break below 23,713 or 719. So we start to go heavily below there. And then we start breaking below 23,578, 580. And then that takes us below this level. And then this is not a four. Couldn't be. It would have to be something else. So right now, you can see it's at 0.618. So it's at a level that it really shouldn't even be. So if we're really looking at it on this degree, it doesn't fit. But we've been dealing with that for quite some time. So again, I'm going to leave it for right now as a four. And we need to go. We need to go up. Now, another thing that I want to say is just if we're just looking at come on, how difficult these are. There we go. And I'm going to just change this over and put it on the candlestick. And you can't really see it as much in here. But let me take it down to that 15-minute chart on a candlestick. Look at this. Tail, 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 tail. Now everything is turning into just producing chop. This is what it was. We had decent moves to start our day where you can get in there and you could have scalped all the way in here, scalp all the way in there. But it was not an easy day. It was not an easy day at all. And so if it's not an easy day, it's even a more difficult day to actually put some talk to or just some Elliott to. And again, what I'm looking at here, right? If I'm marking this high, let me go back out to my hourly. I'm marking this high from last week. So let me go down to my 15-minute chart, this high. So with that in mind, I think I can go one, A, B, C, two, and this is finishing maybe a three, because you can see it gets very disjointed, very disjointed. But possibly I could put a three in there. So I'm going to just bring it back down again. We look at the line chart. So there's that. But see, that's a three. This is where it starts to get. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sort of, and then ugly. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So it could be two, and then a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, but this four overlaps, and then a five. And so it gets very disjointed in what it is. So it becomes very difficult. But if anything, maybe I can put the one there. instead of the C and the 4. These are just things that I'm considering that we may find that that is the case. And then if this comes in as a 1, 2, 3, and this is a 4, and then we're looking for that. Now again, that's going to be on the basis that this did are sitting up here. So don't pay any attention to those what's behind the curtain, because that comes over to here and it goes 4, 5, C, and a B. So this is the starting of this minuet C wave down. And some that fits into some people's and it doesn't fit into others. But I think it fits cleaner than 3, 4, and looking for a fifth wave back above 24,000. We may get it. We may get it. And so literally this could sit and just jack itself around until the 27th, until we get NVIDIA's earnings. That's what everybody wants to hold out for. Okay, fine. Then I don't see how that, but it can. But we may see others start to give it up, and that could force the count. And then NVIDIA comes and you get a bounce. And maybe it's going to be in a wave 2, maybe it'll be in a wave 4. I don't know. But I think that I will follow, again, what the market is telling me and what can be counted out clean. Right now, even this is not all that clean, but I'm going to leave it for right now. So what we have then coming out is a very short one, and it's just, I'm going to tell you another reason why it doesn't work. Even if we're just looking for, 5 equals 1. Let's go put it right there. Yeah, that's at 23,961. So it has to go to 1.618 to get up to that irregular. And it can, don't get me wrong, it can. And then I would consider it so. So that fits in that respect. So we can get that covered. And I will leave it there, which means I got to go do this so that it makes sense. And here, and here, and here, and here. And we'll see what that looks like now. And I take all the fluff out because we got to look at the 100 and the 1.618. And that's what'll work. So there we have it. That would be a big failure. And this would be where 5 equals 1.618 of wave 1. And that could work. So I'll leave that alone, but this is not a favorite count of mine. I'm showing it because it could be a possibility, as ugly as it is. Okay, now, again, today in our spot gamma levels, we basically had the Qs with a tug of war at 576. All right, so where the hell? Let's do this. The Qs at 576. And they managed to get themselves back above, but they went up and down, up and down from on 576 for a greater portion of the day. So that was zero gamma and the volatility trigger. 575 would have been large gamma too. But see, it just dealt with 576 pretty much most of the day. Down below it, back above it, down below it, back above it, down below it, back above it. And each time it did, it would produce a more chop festival as it kind of got itself around there. Now, that was yesterday. All of these levels are likely to be redone for tomorrow, including the NDX and the NQ. So they will be updated tomorrow morning. We have a few numbers and 2 Fed vice chairs out talking tomorrow. So a couple of numbers, I think home builders or something like that, coming out first thing in the morning. And we'll see what the market wants to do. Right now, we're coming back up a little bit, but still not much. I'm not really expecting much. We could stay sideways for a while. And that's going to be it for right now. So this is showing what I think some people were believing. And to make it work, it can't really go down much more. Cannot really go down much more. A break below 714 or 700 really starts to put in jeopardy. And then this has to come back down, and this has to be working into a first wave on a sub minuet level. First wave down, even could be a sub minuet level, but a first wave down of the minuet, wave C. All right, that's it. Next update will be tomorrow morning.